Hey, I'm Brandi Blackwell with Joseph Carter Realty, and today I am here with Phillip Beasly, Jason West, and Brian Czup, and we are going to talk about this year's Poor Men Poker Run. So my husband and I, we have participated in the Poor Men Poker Run the past maybe 4 years with our company, Joseph Carter Realty, having a dock, all the fun, worked hard, but a lot of fun. So we know about it. We've been involved. How do new people kind of get involved if they want to do a dock or if they just want to participate in the poker run? Where do they go? How do they get involved?
The best place is to go to www.lakewide.org. That's our website. Mr. Czup handles. Thank you.
Yep.
And you can read a lot about what the poker run is, how things will work, and how to donate if you want to on there. Our Facebook pages is a great resource. To get in contact with us, IM messages, however you want to do it, slide in my DMs, they call it these days, right?
Right.
But any of that we have on social media is a good way to get a hold of us. Part of the poker run is about friendship, family, and fun, right? That's what we say. And if you haven't been part of it, it's your first time on the lake, you really need to go and understand what we're doing. Because you said you've been a dock, and you know how much fun it is. You get to see all the boats come by. You get to meet all the people on the lake.
Everybody's happy.
Yeah,
it's a good time.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Right?
They don't see that, though. They just have a good time.
Right. Especially when you're giving out hot dogs and things.
Right, yeah.
But if you want to be a dock, we can contact us. We can set that up. We are up to 22 docks right now, so we're trying to get to 25. So that'd be great. We're going to close it out actually
Tomorrow,
Friday afternoon. So
3 more docks. We need 3 more docks.
there you go.
Yep.
But what you want to do, you want to sign up and you get your poker hands. And how the poker run works. So let's say we do get 25 docks, and they're spread out across the lake, and it starts at 10 o'clock, and you're on a boat, and you've got 5 or 6 people playing 2 or 3 hands. Every hand has a number, and when you pull up to any dock, you just show them your number, and they will give you one of our scratch-off poker cards. Now, it's a scratch-off because they don't know what the card is, neither do you. That's what eliminates the cheating with this process. So then you get that card, right? And then you add it to your pack. You scratch it off then or go down. A lot of people wait to the very end and scratch them off. But you play your best 5 cards out of all the docks you hit.
Oh.
So if you
typical poker.
if you hit 25 docks, you play your best 5 cards, you got more odds than possibly the guy that hits
a
12.
random way to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
I've never been on that end,
Yeah.
so I really didn't know how it worked.
Yes.
I've only been on the dock.
So
Try to keep it as fair as possible.
Yeah.
and we also have folded hands turn in. So even though you might not win anything, you could turn a folded hand in, and we draw those at the main event. We give away
Okay.
money for the folded hands.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, there's lots of ways to win prizes when you come to the main event.
And there's some
Yeah.
pretty sweet prizes.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And then we have the auctions. Don't talk about the auctions.
We do. So we have a live auctions, had it for the last 4 years. You guys get to hear me get up there and run my mouth, which is always fun. But it is a lot of fun. We get a lot of bidding back and forth. Hard to keep up with sometimes, but it's fun. But last year we did something new, was a silent auction. And the silent auction went off very well. Mr. Phillip ran that over in the tent or the pavilion area. So we're going to try to do that again this year. I will say we are a little low on some larger items.
Yes.
We have a lot of great door prizes. Just shout out to Mark and Leslie Posey for the work they've done with all the businesses on Smith Lake. We've had a lot of door prizes come in. They'll be by here later today. We're up to probably 35 or 40, how many gift cards and baskets. So thank everyone along the lake. If you've been a business that don't have door prizes, thank you.
Thank
But
you
we
very much.
could use some larger, bigger ticket auction items than silent auctions.
So we need some donations for that.
Yes.
We do.
Yes. So
Solid
Who do we
auction.
contact for that? That's the thing. Is it, do we just contact through ALC and the website?
You
Yes.
can contact any 3 of us. Brian Czup, Jason West, me, Phillip Beasly,
Dave Dempsey.
Dave Dempsey. But
And we'll link some numbers.
Yes,
we'll
we
We'll
can.
put all that
We can
in.
do that. Without donations and silent auction items and auction items, we have to have those guys.
Yeah.
We do. We have to have those guys. That's
Yeah.
what makes it.
That's right. So what's next for the ALC?
Well, our first big purchase was the ROV, which we did that 4 years ago, and then last year we bought the large pontoon that you see here on the lake. That was our second big purchase. So now we're looking to build a facility to house the boat, all the things that we need to be here on Smith Lake. Mr. Phillip here has donated some land for us, and we're getting that cleared off now, and we're going to build a building.
Oh, wow.
That way we can have everything right off of Smith Lake Dam Road over here, local. We can take a truck. Maybe that's the next purchase, so that we need to, if the tragedy's at the Coleman side or on the Lakeshore side or whatever, we can just tow the boat there versus putting it in the water. Maybe that's the next. So a lot of things are moving. We're going on, but the next big thing we're looking at doing is getting the building built, because the boat is a very big investment, and we need it covered. We need it in-house. We need it covered. AC, edit this. We need it covered so that it can protect the boat long term.
Okay. So you're going to have a building. Where's this building going to be?
It's right by Hydro Horse, where Phillip's place is now, right off of Smith Lake Dam Road.
Okay.
And what that'll provide for us is Alabama Lakewide Charities. We will actually have a physical entity, right? We will have an address. We'll have a location that we can start to base the foundation off of. So it's not just on Facebook. It's not here. When you think ALC, you think there where the building is. And like I said, the building there to house the boat and everything that we need for storage and all those good things.
And you know, that was really such a significant donation by Phillip, because that is a highly visible area on Smith Lake Dam Road.
Can I put a sign out there?
We're going to be able to put on the side of the building, you know, information about ALC and the poker run and everything that comes up, all our banners and everything. So thank you so much for that, seriously.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, we'll have a true address.
Absolutely.
We'll have a building, facilitate the boat, and moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, at the end of the day, we don't ever want to use this equipment.
But we need to be ready, because it's coming.
At the end of the day, on the lake, you have to have that equipment ready, no matter what, no matter who you are. And you can't say it's not going to happen to you.
Right.
Because it's happened to my family twice.
Right.
And the thing about the building, we talk about being ready, is there's a lot of maintenance and a lot of upkeep goes into this to make sure that when that call comes in,
it's ready.
You're not charging batteries. Do we have gas, right? Is the ROV equipped, ready to go? Has it been tested? So it's not just stick it into a storage shed and call it a day, right? There's a lot of things. And this building, the building's a key to this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we're going to work closely with first responders to make sure that they know what's available as far as our assets.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we are an assist vessel. That says it on the side of our boat.
Right.
We are a search and recovery assist vessel. We assist typically state law enforcement that's on the lake when we do these things. We're there to use our equipment to help recover and locate. Divers go and do what divers do.
Right.
What our equipment allows us to do is to be able to stay in the water longer and deeper than any diver could do. So it cuts the recovery and search time down.
And it minimizes the risk to the divers themselves.
Yes.
And so people don't have to worry about memorizing your number. They just call emergency response and they get in touch with y'all. And y'all handle it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yes.
And fortunately, the last 4 or 5 instances that we've happened on the lake, we haven't been deployed. That's a good thing and a bad thing, right? But the day's going to come when it's going to be in that 150 to 200 foot of water, and a diver can only go down. I don't know how deep they can go, but they can only stay down 15 minutes, and you have to decompress on the way up. That takes time, or that ROV can stay down there the whole time.
Yeah.
So that's part of what we are, what we're doing, and what the ROV was bought for.
Very cool. So the Poor Man Poker Run is a great event that we have been celebrating every year, and it just seems to be built around fun. But I know it actually had a very tragic beginning that set it all into play. So tell me a little bit about the history of how it all got started.
Well, like I said, my boy, Mr. Phillip here, can attest a lot of this before my time. But the Beasly family, Mike Beasly, which was Harold's son, actually had a tragic accident here on the lake and drowned. And that kind of kicked this thing off in the early 2000s. That's why we're here at the 25th anniversary of the original Beasly Poker Run. And that drowning started things in motion. You can tell me Mr. Harold wanted to do something, and he kind of started a poker run to raise money for search and recovery, right? So that's what kind of got this thing started from the Beasly side.
So it started as the Mike Beasly Memorial Poker Run. How did it transition into what it is now?
When we first started this, we're on our 9th year, and we actually spoke to Harold about how we wanted to keep the tradition going. We had a couple of incidents on the lake at that time, and we just felt there was still a need out there. And Brian Czup here and Dave Dempsey and myself just put some time together and said we're going to just try one. And we did our first one back in, I think, 2018. Went okay, right? And it's just kind of grown from there. But the Alabama Lakewide Charities Foundation, 501c3, was formed as a extension of the Harold Beasly, the Mike Beasly Memorial Poker Run, to keep the same efforts and the same money, the same energy at Smith Lake as it was when it was with the Beasleys.
Yeah. And so, unfortunately, your family's had another tragedy at the lake since then.
Yes.
And I know my son's death and your son's death is really kind of close together, but many years apart. So I know that it's been recent. So I know that this is a hard time of year for you. So I applaud you for being out here and keeping going, especially since it is so new. So you dedicated one to the poker run to kind of his legacy last year.
Yeah, last year's poker run.
Last year's poker run was for Braxton, my son.
This year it just seems like, with the passing of Harold Beasly, I mean, we just needed to do this, because he's the one that started it all. And he has benefited, the lake has benefited so much from the efforts that he has put forth. So, we just need to keep his name out there.
Legacy, right?
Yeah.
Right.
He's a Smith Lake legend. And there's so many people on the lake that don't even know who he is.
Right.
Because they're new. So many
Yeah.
new people. And they need to know that Harold Beasly is one of the ones that built this lake, and made it what it is today. That's why this is so important to us.
Yeah. I mean, this is not something that, as a lake goer, you ever want to think about as the parent of a child that has died. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to think about it. But when you are in that situation or find yourself panicking over something like this, then these
you need a support system, and that's what we're all about.
Absolutely.
So,
So this year, it's been 25 years since Mike Beasley's drowning here on Smith Lake. So we're kind of I know you guys are kind of wanting to make sure that we include that, and then all the things that's happened to that, and kind of make it something special this year. So tell me how we're going to do that.
Well, what we decided, because Mr. B, Harold, passed this past year, and then with Braxton, the year before, and the dedication of the poker run for him last year, it just seemed to fit, with everything that's happened and the influence that Mr. Harold or Mr. B had on the lake. It was no better time to do it. The 25th anniversary for them, our 9th year of this poker run, the fact that we got his blessing to have an extension of their poker run onto ALC so we could keep his legacy moving forward. That's what this year's about. It's a dedication to Harold Beasly about his efforts and what he done to get this started on Smith Lake. And it's our job to keep his legacy moving forward.
Right.
Yeah.
I think this is a beautiful way to, for everybody to participate, even those that don't, I don't know if I ever met him. I have read a lot about him, heard a lot of people talk about him, but I feel like this is just a beautiful way to honor this family that has had such a hand in making sure that our lake is safe. And when tragedy happens, that there's someone there to help them. And that's one thing that I feel with being the mother of a child that has died. When someone around me loses a child, has that kind of loss, then I feel like I can support them, because I remember searching for someone who had lost a child so that I would know that I'll be okay one day.
Very tough.
So I love that if something happens on the lake and there's a tragedy, they have somebody that they can look to that is still going on and doing good, and using that to empower other people to make it through and survive that kind of tragedy.
The pain is surreal, but having a support system behind you and being with you every day, phone call away,
Absolutely.
very, very important.
Very important.
Another thing that ALC, Alabama Lakewide Charities, is doing around the support is the money that we raise doesn't just go to the ROV that we've purchased. It doesn't just go to the boat that we've recently purchased to use for the recovery. It's also to cover any expenses that family has during that time.
Oh, wow.
To help pay for any divers, lunches, meals, gas money, whatever it takes to take that burden off of that family during that time frame, whether it's 1 day, 2 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, whatever
That is
it takes.
amazing.
That's also what the money's raised
Yeah.
for. It's help us support those people and that family during that time so that we can get them closure.
Yeah.
And it's a hard thing to think about, hard thing to
Right.
talk about. But at the
Absolutely.
end of the day, at that point, that's the best thing you can do. So
I love that. So needed and so appreciated. When you're going through something like that, you know, you can't think enough to even stop and understand that until after the fact. And so I'm sure when this happens, you have lots of time where people get in touch with you later and can actually process things. So,
That's where we want to be. We want to be in a position where we can step up when the time comes.
yeah.
You know,
Well,
it's going to happen.
not only that though, you know, during my uncle's drowning, it took us 8 days to find him. We didn't have the search and recovery equipment needed at all. We ended up having to hire some bridge divers to come down and locate his body.
Wow.
8 days of pure hell.
Right.
And nobody should
No.
have to go through those 8 days
Right.
ever.
Yeah.
Oh, and obviously, you know, with Braxton's passing and the time you went through that, I was in Niagara Falls. I want to be here so bad, couldn't get here, but it was a quick event, as I can say that. We reflect on Kelsey that drowned during that 4th of July holiday.
Yep.
How long that family took. It was like 3 months.
3 months.
You know, and had to get a piece of equipment like we have now on Smith Lake from the coast brought in to help do that. So that's what kind of prompted us, and we need it here.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're here at my house today, and that ROV is sitting 15 feet away.
That's
So
great.
it's not somewhere that we've got to bring it in. Our mission as ALC was to have it here on Smith Lake, for Smith Lake, to service Smith Lake. And that's who we are.
So this is going to be such a great event. Whether you are donating or you're participating on a dock or in the actual poker run, or you're just coming out to the main event to hang out and meet people, all participation is so appreciated for such a good cause. So come out and join the fun this year.
Thank you all from Alabama Lakewide Charities, from all of us here. Appreciate it.
Thank you.